Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was born on 26th March 1874. He was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. Known for his realistic depictions of rural life, Frost frequently wrote about settings from rural life in New England, which helped him explore realistic and philosophical themes in his poems. His poetry has a close affinity with nature, and he often used ordinary objects to suggest something profound. Frost is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He was also awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. On July 22, 1961, Frost was named the Poet Laureate of Vermont. Surprisingly, Frost was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 31 times. He sadly passed away on 29th January 1963 due to complications after a surgery. You may have known Frost through his very famous poems, some of which are The Road Not Taken and Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Let us have a reading of the poem Dust of Snow. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Let us go through the difficult words in this short poem. Shook is the past of shake. Hemlock is a poisonous tree. It has white flowers which are poisonous. Rued means to regret or to repent. It also means to feel bad about something that has been done. The summary of the poem goes like this. It's a very short and simple one, expressing a deeper understanding of nature and human nature. The poet, experiencing a bad day and a bad mood, is standing under a hemlock tree in winter season. Suddenly, a crow that's sitting upon the branches of the hemlock tree shakes down some snow on the poet. This suddenly falling of the snow on the shoulders or the body of the poet uplifts his mood, and he feels that the rest of his day is saved from any more pessimism, sadness, or regret. He suddenly starts feeling positive, happy, optimistic, and ready to take on any challenge, trouble, or difficulty with an open and ready mind. Now let us have a detailed study or analysis of the poem. We shall now study the structure of the poem. As you can see, the entire poem has been written in the form of a single sentence, which has been broken further into 8 lines. The poem has been divided into 2 stanzas. The first stanza talks of the setting and the falling of the snow on the poet. The second stanza talks of the poet's depression, where he says, quote, "A day I had rued," unquote, and the sudden change of the poet's mood. The rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB, CD, CD. The theme. There are several themes which one can associate with this poem. The first one being communication between nature and humans. When we are in the lap of nature, we find the solution to all our problems. There's a strange relation between us and nature which works like a silent miracle. We are all God's creation. In the company of nature, we feel that our egotism has vanished. We are our bare selves. Nature and humans communicate in the same way 2 creations of God should communicate, like friends. And in this poem, That's exactly why nature had the power to relieve the poet of his misery. The second theme that we can explore in this poem is the significance of small acts. Sometimes, small acts can have a huge impact. Small changes in our surroundings, small acts of charity, small acts of benevolence and goodwill have the power to travel a long way. In the poem, the simple action of the falling of the snow over the body of the poet suddenly changes his mood and hence his entire day. Another theme that we can explore in this poem is the healing power of nature. Nature has a healing power parallel to none other. From times immemorial, man has turned to nature to find a cure for all his ailments. The dejected mood of the poet finds a cure in the company of nature. And another theme that we can explore here is positivity amidst negativity. It's indeed strange and ironic how negative images like crow, dust, snow, hemlock tree can become a catalyst for positive changes, change of mood, or instilling of hope. Now let us look at the literary devices or the figures of speech in the poem. The first one, alliteration, which means occurrence of same sound in consecutive or alternative words. In this poem, in the 7th line, we find an example of alliteration. And saved some part. The sound S has been repeated. Next is enjambment. Enjambment is the seeping of a line into another line. Or we can say the continuation of a sentence into another line. The poem uses enjambment as the whole line has only one sentence. Hence, all the lines seep into each other. Each line seeps into the other line. Inversion. Inversion means the change of word order. Our language of conversation has a different word order than the language of poems. Poets use this device frequently and commonly to add rhyme and beauty to the lines. This poem also makes use of inversion. Now we shall study symbolism in the poem. Crow is the bird which is symbolic of negativity and evil. Various literary works have portrayed a crow as a messenger of evil or death. Dust is also unwanted. It symbolizes monotony. Dust also represents death or the cyclicality of death. It calls to mind the biblical phrase, "from dust to dust," which implies that dust is simply the absence of existence, either pre or post-life. Another symbol or image that appears in the poem is that of snow. Snow symbolizes end of growth, a freezing of growth. So in both traditional and modern media, deep snow represents hardships and death. Another very prominent image in the poem is that of the hemlock tree. Hemlock tree, being poisonous, is symbolic of death. All these images are a perfect setting for all things gone wrong. Frost has used all these images to highlight the looming negativity in the poet's mind. Through these negative symbols, Frost reiterates the fact that negativity can also be a catalyst of positivity and optimism in life. Thank you for watching. We'll be soon uploading more videos. Subscribe and share. Thank you.